Here's a great little treat for your Thanksgiving meal. Red hot cinnamon apples. Very easy to make and very tasty. I think you're gonna like it. I think your family's gonna like it. And all you need really are a box of red hot candies, 1 cup of water. Let's go ahead and put that in. Your pan, get that hot. You need 2 cups of sugar. Just doing these half cup at a time. 2 cups of sugar, 3, and 4. There we go. 4, and then you want a half cup of red hots. And you're gonna melt all of this down. Like that. Just put it in there, and you're gonna make a red hot cinnamon deliciousness. You're gonna like this. So just stir this up a little bit. The heat will come on and start to make it meld together and turn into a nice syrup. Take 4 or 5 apples, and you want to peel them. You don't have to peel them. I like the skins off of these. So just peel them up a little bit, like this. You could use a peeler if you want. I usually just use my knife because it's here and I don't want to go searching for the peeler. I do have an apple slicer though. You could make these in apple rings. You can cut them up in any sort of shape that you want or that you like. And then let me grab my apple corer. You just take your apple core like this, push down, and you got your apple slices. Take out the core. And do the next one. So my grandma Folger used to make this a lot. And here's the funny thing. I think as a kid, things like this are not always the top of the list. And I think there's a real advantage for the grown-ups here because, you know, kids, if they like something, they will inhale it. And then it's all gone. But if you make something that's kind of sweet and tasty, like this, that kids go, is that applesauce? What is that? I don't know if I want that. Well, it lasts a little bit longer than some of the grown-ups get a little bit more of that treat. So already I'm starting to kind of simmer and boil up on this. It's turning into a nice syrup. I just like to cut the ends off like this because it just makes peeling it and makes it stable, makes it easy. Like that. Yeah, this is one of those you can just, it takes about 20-30 minutes to stew out the apple. So when we put this into the pot, you know, have it all together like that. You could also use a little red food coloring if you want to make it extremely attractive and real festive looking. But this is something that comes together pretty easily. You could give this task to somebody, especially if an apple core like this that just cuts in cores at the same time. Really makes it simple for you. Let's do one more. If you like this, you could actually give this as gifts because you'll see we're going to put it in a dish like this. You know, all of this, you know, one of my favorite things about cooking this kind of stuff is that, you know, my grandmother made this. And so the whole time you're cooking this, you think about going to her house. It was a 6-hour drive up there, and we would go visit. And this was always just kind of a standard thing. It takes a few minutes for these red hots to melt down, but you can really smell them. They smell so good. Get them cooking up nicely like that. So these are Sweet Tango apples. You can use Granny Smith's, something that's just firm like that, and a good hearty apple works really well. So this is just what, about a pint-sized jar right there, and I've just got the lid on it. And so, like I said, you can make these as a gift if you want. And you can hear this just cooking and boiling away. These red hots just melt away. And this just becomes like a syrup, and it's so good. All right, so this is starting to really cook down, and the candies are coming together. You want to keep stirring it because you want the candy to melt. You don't want it to stick to the bottom of your pan because it will. You see there? Look at that. So you just have to keep stirring it. Make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. It will all melt. You just got to give it the time to do it. Like that. And then you want to put your apples in this. You want to let this cook for about 30 minutes. It just becomes this syrup and this great mixture. Put your apples in and you just stew them down. These are great sides. So if you don't like cranberries, you know, a lot of people don't like cranberry sauce. So this is a great alternative. It's a little sweet for your Thanksgiving meal. All right. So let's see if we can pour this in and not make too much of a mess. Look at that. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right. So red hot cinnamon apples. Give them a try. Put them on your Thanksgiving table instead of cranberries this year.